I can make titles now! Welcome, viewers, to another episode of Let's Play Sacred for the Personal Computer. With me, your host, Bezlonir. Man, I just got done recording the audio and editing the previous video for the exploration video. I wanted to do that while it was still fresh on my mind. Boy, that was crazy. It took me like 2 hours to produce a 14-minute video. But I think it was worth it. Yeah, at this point we're getting into a territory. Oh, yeah, and as it would so happen, I started this video at 4:20 in the morning. But I have not been smoking anything in the herbal variety. I have only been drinking Parrot Bay. Which I did because I anticipated that doing that commentary non-live would be painful. And it wasn't exactly. It was interesting. But we are now getting into areas of the game that are unfamiliar to me. We got a rare Orc Chieftain. Oh. I accidentally had my skill on the wrong setting. So it was, what happened? Wow, we just got a lot of items, huh? I'm just gonna collect all. So, what? Oh, I did put an extra skill point in Unicorn. Now he's level 40, 40 levels above mine. Thank you for saving my father and me. Sometimes these quests don't necessarily give you anything. That gave me a lot. And a set item that I can't use. Apparently this farmer wants Twizzlers. Twizzlers makes your mouth happy. Like a dick. Sure. This little plus icon up here is always flashing, and it makes me think that like I've leveled or something. So in this case, it appears that we did actually level. I have been advised by the internets that we will eventually perhaps want trading. I don't know if that will become salient for our LP. This is going to be a very long LP, so I can't really tell you for absolute sure. I think I'm going to take Constitution for now. I may take Writing eventually as well. Pump some points into Concentration and Weapon Lore. I do not know why that little number just turned red. Maybe it does that if it goes above your level. Wow, the regeneration time on the Unicorn is really long now. So it'd suck a lot if he died. Well, at least I shouldn't have too much trouble remembering when the video needs to end, since we started at 4:20. Boy. Let's head towards that other quest. I did not mean to zoom in there. I'm just getting that out of the way. It's a weird noise, but I needed to make it. I could blow my nose, but that would be an equally weird noise. So what really is the difference? I think I mentioned in the last video, I realized that these mobs do not exactly level. I had said previously that the mobs in this game seem to follow a sort of leveled list model as they do in Oblivion, but as it would appear to me, they do not. They actually, I don't know exactly how it works, honestly, but I think there's some kind of threshold for what level they'll be. I went over to an area, and I think I mentioned once I saw some mobs across the river that were level 25, and I went into this area that I never noticed was really all that far off the beaten track before when I was playing in Silver, and that had a mob that had some mobs that were like level 20 in it, which was useful because that provided sort of a soft border for me. I realized it was probably best for me to not proceed from that point. This goblin shaman came back to life, or he never died in actual fact. I'm not really sure why, but the sound is very loud for me right now. So let's see what we can do under options. Oh, I never saw an orc hunter before. But my unicorn decided to make him anticlimactic. Let's see what happens here. Let's turn the music down a bit. Alright, that feels about right to me. Oh, the final thing that I had to do in my video that really made it a bit of a pain to do for me personally was I wound up going through the entire 14-minute length of the video in sound mixer mode and controlling the sound levels of the music track to try to keep them in the background and keep them from being really obnoxious or anything, you know? And that was quite the experience. So the mobs over here are around level 12 or so, which I guess is about a match for us, but any mobs that are of level are not really hard for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially considering that my unicorn is like level 3000 by comparison, so we're not too concerned. If I wanted to, I could just leave my unicorn by himself to kill them all. Let's just press... What's going on? I'm pressing A, but it doesn't want to pick things up. I don't know, that's weird. It doesn't normally happen. I don't know what I pressed. That's alright, we're kind of getting to the point where we're covering so much ground that we'd rather just pick up loot as on a per case basis and make sure that it's good. These guys are obviously aren't hard because our unicorn
And
is
now I'm going to show you what happens when you hit a lady.
It's a pretty classic example that mobs are not difficult when your minion tears through them. Because most games are just gonna make your minion like weak as hell. Right now my minion is pretty strong, but you know, I think that won't stand too long, and that's gonna we'll see that. And my thumb was just hovering over the chasm that exists where once my Windows key did inhabit the realm of my keyboard. That was amusing. Yeah, I decided as a gamer I don't really like the Windows key. It has a tendency to accidentally get pressed when you're trying to perform vital functions to the video game that you're playing. And then you find yourself back on the desktop, and when you finally are able to tab back to the game that you are supposed to be playing, you find that you are dead or last on the DPS chart in the MMO that you are playing as part of a group. Or perhaps you were the healer and your group is now dead, and they're saying WTF, noob. So that's why the Windows key no longer inhabits my keyboard. It is possible for me to press the tiny nub that exists in the crater of the previously existing key, but it's not nearly as easy as it was to press the key itself back in the day when it once existed. Now it is a sort of supernova crater, dead stars, sort of a chunk of iron and nickel that exists in the black space of the keyboard, which is actually black as it would happen to be. I don't know if you could derive from the way that I'm talking But I do actually enjoy astronomy. My problem is, though, that I feel astronomy is a misnomer. I think it's a shame that somebody once named astrology because I feel like astronomy should be astrology and astrology should be astro bullshit or something. Astronomy at best. Because if you break down the roots in an etymological manner of astronomy, then it would seem that the name of astronomy suggests that all that astronomy is about is just knowing the fucking names of stars, and it's a lot more than just knowing the goddamn names of the stars, you know? It's like, really? Just knowing it's all about the names of the fucking stars. That makes it sound like some fucking high school bullshit, like whether... Remember the names. George Washington came to Peanut in 1432, and he squirted on Hosina and made a baby. And that baby lived 400 years and had magic wings and could flap into the sea, and he shat out tiny seagulls. And that's where seagulls come from. And if you don't believe it, shut the fuck up. You're an infidel. We're gonna burn you on a cross. Basically, that's my feelings. I don't know where all that came from. Don't even ask me. So we had a couple mobs chasing us. Think they're gonna regret that decision. A lot of white weapons and stuff. White power. Oh boy. That's a Dave Chappelle reference. And I hope that you know that, and if you don't, then that's the only reason that I'm making any sort of additional referendum or notation upon that, so that you won't be a fucking idiot and think that I'm being an asshole or racist or something when I say that. It's not the words, it's the way that you say it. In that case, you should recognize that the accent and everything is referenced. And if not, then accept my facetious apology, and we will move on with our lives, as we should do in general. Generally speaking, but we are not generals, we are merely peons, aren't we? Man, this whole deal seems to suggest we put on our speed boost. We're just fighting some champions and stuff.
You are great.
I had a feeling this area would be large. I didn't know exactly what I was going to be looking at. I guess we'll just make a beeline for our quest hub, and from there, boy, I may make another exploring video for this area, though I hate to do it because, unlike the previous exploring video, I don't really know that much about this area. Man, I don't have my regeneration skill on, so I need to go back to this multi-hit macro. It's not actually a macro, is it? It's a something thing. What are they called? Combos. But it's like a macro. To me, it's a macro. It's new to me. Shut up. Do we need catchphrases anymore to explain the reasons why we watch things the way we want to fucking watch them?
Dog.
I don't go and watch something because it's fucking new. I watch things based on whether it's interesting to me or not. And I hope that the rest of you have come to a point where you also do the same motherfucking thing. And you know what? TV is just gonna get phased out of existence. Because I'm sorry, and I know some people want to preserve TV for nostalgic reasons. But it's fucking outdated, man. And YouTube may
Your
not
end
be
is
the
a
ultimate
certainty
solution,
now.
but it provides the sort of general framework by which all future media and entertainment will function, because it just doesn't make sense when you can directly measure your audience, who they are, how much of your stuff that they watch, and all this sort of thing, to do things in a manner that is based off of what, like, that immediacy, like within one day, how many people in selected households watch your stupid bullshit? What the fuck is going on there? Okay, that's the first, like, honest to goodness bug in this game that I've seen. Like, let me zoom in on this. As you can clearly see, there's some crazy ass shit going on there. Some deaths, some flags, some Nazi propaganda in there somewhere, I think. Some frame rate hits. I'm guessing my quest is up in here. Okay. This is all totally new to me. Haven't been over here before. So you'll have to forgive me for not having the most on-point commentary for this particular part of the game. I have now played further with my LP character than I did with my normal character. But that's partially because, as I think I sort of mentioned before, I got a little sidetracked. At that time, I didn't know... I went into that area where you may have noticed me in the previous video if you watched it, that I encountered level 20 mobs, which is notable if you are running with a level 11 character. When you're running with a level 20 character, not as notable. I don't think they... I don't know, it just had to have something to do with the mechanics of silver mode that it really didn't strike me. I wasn't struggling. I was winning handily, so nothing was really wrong for me, so that's good. We got the blacksmith there. We could probably use a vendor. Looks like our inventory is pretty full. Let's see where we have a vendor. No, we're down here. It's up there a little bit. This looks like a fairly classic, highly defensible medieval installation.
Of course, I'll gladly put myself at your disposal.
Oftentimes,
you can be sure you'll not have to wait long for this job to be completed.
I think they would be, like built on a hill, a little bit more like a mound of mud with some like stuff in it. I would have to overgeneralize, because even though I've taken a little bit of medieval history, like one semester of, I really didn't take much, and so my level of knowledge on those sorts of things are not great. Wow, I was gonna say that's terrible, but it's not that far off from what we're wearing. It's 48, 69. That might be better. Let's just see. Nope, I wasn't sure, because sometimes it just depends on the particular modifiers. Don't need a shield. Bracers of Adventure, we have ones like that, so yeah, I don't think that's going to be better. Boots, 7 protection, 6 speed. No, less speed. We want speed. Especially since I'm doing an LP, I really want to be able to move around fast and stuff, you know? Alright, this might actually be better. Magic, I don't need moon magic. I'd rather have speed. But we're probably going to be, unless we find a helmet with speed on it soon, we'll probably be replacing our helmet before too long with something that doesn't even have gem slots. If it doesn't have gem slots, that's just going to be, what it is. I noticed we had this over here, 19 protection, 4% defense, 2 dexterity. Well, that's clearly better. And I have no reason to even hesitate about buying stuff. I have... Wow, is that really correct? I have 152,000 gold. I think the reason for that is because I almost never have any reason to buy anything. Unlike my vampire, I don't really use armor. I don't need it for a whole lot. So usually when I come across it, I just skip it. It's not really a big deal for me. Just gonna zoom in a little bit here. You know what? I'm still kind of riding on a bit of a high from that video that I had to edit and everything. It was fun. It was also kind of difficult to do, so it's always nice when you like face a challenge and you overcome it. You know what? It would be interesting to know whether or not there's like an FAQ somewhere that explains all these little symbols that. I wonder if you just heard me scratching my head. That would be weird, wouldn't it? All these little symbols that you see over like guys' heads. I'll go over to this guy. See those guards? They don't have anything because they just stand there. This guy, it is obviously an expression of the heuristics that guide their movement because they, you notice the people who just stay stationary don't have anything like that over here. So this, I guess it means they're on watch and at alert. Right, and I've seen guys who have a little money bag over their head and they
You have
typically walk
saved
towards a
Wilbur, and I
vendor.
thank you. But I have another mission for you. Because of his discovery of the Orc invasion force, report to Baron de Mordry at Crow Rock Castle. Take him a message that he should bring me reinforcements at Wyvern Pass, where we can only stop the Orc invasion together. Wilbur will go with you and support you.
De Mordre? Whose ruthless men burn and cut down the woods of Timberton and murder and assassinate?
Did he say that he would support us with a sword and bow? Maybe we need to get him a bow. I'll try getting him a bow. So now we have a portal room there. Let me see, where do we need to be now? Where's the main quest indicate that we should go? All the way up here. Okay. Oh my god. No, you gotta be kidding me. So here's my general impression at the moment. They just sent us down here on a lark, main mission like, and some portion of this zone, this huge fucking zone that we see here, is optional to explore. I'm hoping and guessing up to this river here. So that is definitely looking like another exploration video, which is going to be edited and added commentary and post. Oh, that's that portal I couldn't finish earlier, and I think I was beating my head against the wall over, so obviously there wasn't really much I could do at that time about that particular circumstance. Let's go see if we can get this guy a bow and stuff. I already have a unicorn, so I don't really need, I just passed the vendor up too. I don't really need a melee guy, I guess. Chances are this vendor has at least one bow, so let's take a look at his weapons. He's got, yeah, these are some alright bows. 633, I doubt that's as good as ours. Yeah, it's getting there. Seems to suggest it's about time for an upgrade on our bow. 106 to 130 something. Alright, we may, and what's our bonuses on this? Not a whole lot. Nothing amazing. Yeah, you know what? I got enough money. It's worth taking a flyer on that for my personal use, and then maybe we'll give him our bow that we were using. Yeah, that gives us a chance to round out the video, doesn't it? Right? You know, I've made a lot of strange commentary in this series of videos, which will be apparent when I upload it. I seem to be downloading all of my strange things that are in my psyche to this series of videos. Well, so be it. So we have 152 to 213 damage. We'll have to see if that improves. But since we need this skeleton skull, 152 to 213. Oh yeah, huge upgrade. Huge upgrade. Right on. So let's socket some damaged blacksmith runes in here. I might even put a defense rune in there. Raise his defense up. Because he probably doesn't have a whole lot of defense. So let's give that to this guy. Maybe he won't die, right? You know what I'm saying? He's got, look how low his freaking attack and defense is. He can't even use that. Alright, let's see if this, let's go see if the vendor has any good swords or shields. Oh, we have to exit this way. I'm going to take another look at the time, see how much time I have left in this video. So we're pretty much rounding this out with equipping our NPC. Before, I mean, we had the same guy, and I'm sure you've been watching. You've probably seen that he ran from every last fight. So, I mean, I gave him a sword and stuff that really wasn't that bad, but...
Nice device.
Let's see, hold on. Inventory. Let's see what we got here. So here's the sword and shield that he was running with. Now, sword 85 to 106. This is a two-handed weapon. That's two-handed also. Obviously we can get him a better sword. No question. 102 to 151. That's kind of better, but this is pretty good. So we'll get that because it's got a bunch of gem slots. I did not really want to move my potion over. So by comparison, between these two, that does a lot more damage. So let's see if we can get him a better shield. And it doesn't have to be equipable by me. Here, this seems to be the best shield. What is this thing? 32. Nah, that seems to be better. 317. So hard to read this type of thing here. Okay, so appears the shield that we have for him is better than anything. Oh, unless there was I salute you. Fucking yeah. I really prefer not to click on NPCs in this game. Yeah, they don't. I would have to retract my previous statement that they never have anything interesting to say whatsoever, but I'm not really an RPer. I've seen a couple of them say something interesting or useful, but I still assume on balance that they really don't, so it just feels kind of pointless to... These were already socketed. That's the bow. That would be the bow. Alright, so that's not what I wanted to put in there. I don't know how that even happened. I want this, and we're going to go attack, defense, and attack. That is defense. Right, 2,000. We've easily come to the point where money is like, it's quite a bit better. I feel like there was better stuff there though, but you know, whatever. So this guy's still gonna suck, like really bad.
Nice device.
I mean, that's an improvement for him, but as you can see, he's nowhere near my level. Good God, his attack and defense is just freaking
What's
awful.
this? I thank you.
I mean, you wouldn't expect him to be that good, but it's just the extent to which he is bad is just... I don't know. You know what? You could probably make him pretty good if you had stuff from, like, gold difficulty and on, or something like that, and you put it on him in, like, bronze difficulty, but I don't know. Yeah, that's one thing that I just thought of. I guess I haven't really discussed the different difficulty levels. I think I did mention... No, I guess I didn't mention. My intention for this LP is that I'm going to sort of progress through the difficulty levels, so probably less exploration type of stuff with further difficulty levels, but we'll just be running along, and I might cut some leveling stuff, but right now we're in bronze, so we'll probably go through silver, gold, and all these other things. There's also an expansion, so I don't know if we'll go bronze original, bronze expansion, silver original, silver expansion. I'll do some research, and we'll just have to figure it out. So, well, we'll have to see what it is, right? So, but for now, this has been another episode of Let's Play Sacred with me, Bezlonir, your host, and I do thank you for joining me. Have a nice day. I'm signing out.